Hello, my name is Jilly Bee, and I make the Fire Poi setup called stingers that are starting to circulate right now. These are a design that is supposed to mimic a set of glow sticks on strings. And the intention behind this is for all the amazing talent and all the stringers that are out there to have the ability to take their place in the fire circle and rock out. I'm really excited about this idea because I have a lot of really talented friends. I come from the glow stringing world. I love everything that everybody's doing, and I also love spinning fire, so this is really awesome that I'm able to make these and provide these for people and teach people how to make these, which I want to have a tutorial coming soon. I cannot take credit for coming up with this design. This design was actually created by my friends at Camp Beehive, who are all really amazing and talented flowers, prop manipulators, stringers, glovers, the whole 9 yards. We got the whole circus. So this is an idea that was actually conceived from them, and I'm really grateful that they taught me how to do it, and I'm able to pass it on to you guys. So without further ado, I want to get into it. The reason of this video is because now that there's a few of these circulating about and more people are hitting us up and asking about them, there is a few things that you should know about the maintenance and the upkeep of your brand new set of stingers. And it's a lot easier for me to just make a quick video on it versus trying to do text or email. It's proving to be a bit confusing, so I'm just going to dive right into it. Literally, it's just like 3 things that you need to know. And the first and most important one is going on the anatomy of a stinger and what this is all about, and the sleeve right here. So let's go ahead and just quickly go over the anatomy of a stinger. Right here, you're looking at a single pass Isis weave. The wick head is 5 inches long. It's supposed to measure up, maybe not exactly, but about the same size and weight as a glow stick. Then we have there is a core here. The core is actually chain, and the chain runs from about here all the way up until where you see this tape ends, or almost where this tape ends. We don't feel comfortable attaching the Technora very close or inside or right directly to the wick. This is an unusually small set of Fire Poi, and because of that, the longevity is definitely not going to be that of like a regular set of Fire Poi. And also, we want you guys to be able to burn these as much as you possibly can before the wheels end up falling off. And safety is a really big thing for us. So that's why we have the hardware, and we haven't eliminated it. It's got a purpose. We feel confident and comfortable that way. But again, so we have your wick, you have your Technora. Your Technora is attached to the chain that's in here. Now this sleeve right here, this is the sole purpose of this sleeve is to protect you guys when you guys are starting to do wraps or some really cool like contact stuff. So yeah, this is meant to protect you guys. The thing about this is the sleeve itself is probably gonna, its life expectancy is probably going to be the shortest out of anything on this setup, which there's really not much to it. And because of that, you really, and I can't stress this enough, when you dip your stingers, do not, nine yet, do not dip it all the way in. That looked weird. Don't dip it all the way in. You want to dip your wick only to about right, let's see if you can see that well enough, right about there. If you dip your stinger all the way in the bucket and you cover this component right here, and particularly if you get the Technora wet, you do not want to burn these. You want to wait till they dry off and then try again. Particularly with the sleeve, I guarantee you the sleeve is going to fall to pieces very quickly on you. You're only going to get a few burns out of it, and you can get a whole lot more out of it if you know what you're doing, if you pay attention to what these little components are and how they behave, and you take good care of them. So when you're dipping your stingers, go ahead and dip it in the fuel bucket, but stop it right there, let it get a good soak, spin it off quickly, and then burn bright. That's all there is to it. Now, I do want to mention that if you do have an issue with your stingers, if you have an issue with your sleeves or anything, please hit me up. I'll work with you, and we'll get you hooked up and set up and up flowing again. But yeah, again, I think most importantly, and the reason why I want to make this video is when you're dipping your stingers, don't get this part submerged in fuel, and definitely don't get the Technora in fuel. Number 2, check your setup before each burn. Once again, this is an unusually small setup for Fire Poi, and because of that, we really need to be attentive on how things are functioning and making sure everything's functioning the way it should be. There's really not much to this setup, but the last thing you want is for a flaming fireball to like go into a crowd, go into your friends, go into your neighbor's yard. It's not cool, man. Don't be that guy. So before each time you burn, not every time you go to not every festival you go to, not every time you go to your friend Joey's backyard and, you know, kick back. every time you burn, you want to make sure that your setup is intact. And how you can do that, you should be able to, because the jacket fits so tightly, you should be able to feel with your fingers and make sure the knots are tight and the knots are pretty solid. You may have to take the sleeving up a little bit and peek under there just to be sure, but make sure that there's a strong connection between the wick head itself and your technora. Secondly, you want to check your technora, and you want to make sure that there are no frays on your technora. Again, if you guys have any issues or anything, if your technora is starting to fray or anything, dude, just hit me up, dude. We'll get you hooked up. But don't be spinning no raggedy pair of stingers. Bzz, not cool. So yeah, check your rig before every burn. And then number 3, and this is also a really important one that people don't really realize either, but technora, if you leave it out in the sun, it'll change color, which that should be your first indicator, but it'll also weaken the technora, and it'll weaken the longevity of your setup. So don't leave these out in the sun. Keep them inside. Don't leave them on your desk where there's direct sunlight hitting it and it's going to like bleach it out either. Put them in a Crown Royal bag, put them in your flow pack, sleep with them under your pillow. I don't know what you like to do with your props. It's your thing. Whatever you do, just don't leave them out in the sun. So, I mean, they're kind of like gremlins. Don't leave them in the sun. Don't get them wet right here, and check your connection. Don't feed them after midnight. That doesn't make sense. Whatever. But you guys get it. So, yeah, just 3 quick things that I wanted to impart, pieces of wisdom I wanted to impart you guys. I want to thank everyone so much for their interest and their support for the stingers. I'm really excited and happy to make these, and really my prime directive and our prime directive is for people to take their place in the circle and for you guys to let them know. So if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm really excited to see other things come out. Friends of mine are already like wanting to one-up me and do me better, and I think that's awesome. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, and stay hivey. This is the Jilly Bee from the Bee Hive, and thank you so much.